tuning in with your girl, Lady Mocha, at Cafe de Paris. I thank all of you for stopping in and hang out with me, and I wish you all a warm welcome. And I know that my intro kind of threw you off because you're so used to the pouring cup and everything, and the thing is, everything is still the same. It's just that certain videos are going to have certain purposes, and in order for all of my viewers to not be confused, whenever you see a life lesson video, that's going to be a video in which I actually take a clip or a video clip of someone, whether it's a current event, something that's going on in the news, something that's going on with a celebrity, or something that's going on with just a person in real life. That's the purpose of me doing my life lessons video. Okay, so whenever you see that, it's particularly pertaining to a specific event or a specific person, unlike my other videos where I really don't give you any specific news or any current events. It's just me, presenting to you all of my different topics and different, recipes that I serve to you guys, as far as just everyday general things that happens on a regular, situations that people particularly go through on a regular. But with life lessons, whereas that's going to be different, is I'm going to actually take events that are going on within the news, or events that's going on with celebrities, anything that is news related, or anything that I feel would be beneficial as a life lesson to anyone who can utilize it. That is what I'm going to be doing these types of videos for. So to give you a stronger indication on that, I'm going to go right ahead and proceed with that. This video clip that's getting ready to come up, I ran across it doing my usual YouTube routines, and it really has struck a nerve for me. And I felt it was imperative that I share this with you, because unlike the majority of videos I do, this is really a deep situation, and this is actually a real person who's actually experiencing this situation as of right now. And once you view this video, you will absolutely understand where I'm coming from, and my heart really goes out to her, because I know so many, it's unfortunate that so many people that we may not even be aware of is experiencing this. It may even be somebody you know very well and don't even know they're experiencing these type of situations. But basically, this video clip is about a young lady who decided to do a video and basically air something about herself that's very personal. And I have to commend her, because it takes a lot of guts to be open on YouTube, especially in a world that's so judgmental, and people can be so harsh, so mean. People will comment on your page and just say all kind of foul and disrespectful stuff. So I really have to tip my hats off to her for her having the courage to even expose something like this that's so deep and so serious, because I personally, I'm a strong person, but I don't think I would have the guts that this young lady has. And before I ramble on too much about it, I'm just going to let all of you view it for yourself so you can see exactly what I mean. Check this video clip out, y'all, and I will be back to give you my comment on it.
I'm gonna wait until I get a few more people watching, because I'm making this video today to expose my truth. So everybody who know me, know I have this unconditional love for my kid's father. The only one I consider my kid's father, which will be the last guy I was with, Earl. I done got pushed to my limits. But I'm doing something that I've been wanting to do since I found out. I want to expose this just so I don't feel like I'm hiding anymore. So I don't feel that I won't be worthy of people love. and how people gonna treat me. I don't care no more. For all of my family and friends that are watching, here's my truth. I've been in a committed relationship with my kid's father for the last 4 years. And with that, he has infected me with HIV as of last year. So yes, I'm HIV positive. I found out right after Thanksgiving last year. I've been wanting to scream this to the mountaintops just because I feel like I'm hiding. I felt people would judge me. I felt everybody would look at me differently. I felt like I was an outcast, that I would be not worthy. But I tested the waters a little bit. And I let a couple male friends of mine know, the ones that I know that like me in that sense, just to see how they would react to me. The ones that know who likes me on that level. It didn't change how they felt. It didn't change how they looked at me. And that made me feel a little bit better about myself. They had enough maturity and wisdom to know that in 2007, with HIV, it's possible to still live a healthy life. That as long as I'm taking my medicine, it'll be very hard for me to infect someone else. I couldn't explain to y'all what mentally goes through my head. What went through my head when I went to go get a checkup while I was pregnant with my last child. To find out at first, I had a couple of STDs from my baby daddy. That, of course, made me get an HIV test. And when it came back positive, my world was crushed. I couldn't tell y'all the amount of betrayal it made me feel. But they say God give you signs, and he do. I'm telling you, people, listen, take heed. God showed me a long time ago to stop messing with my baby daddy. But I ignored those signs for my kids. I wanted them to continue to growing up having the same mama, same daddy. I wanted to have that foundation for them. I wanted them to grow up to look at me and their daddy and be like, damn, my mama and daddy been together forever. So when they get in a relationship, they do the same thing. Y'all probably hear my kids in the background. I'm in the bathroom to get a little bit of privacy. But I stuck with my baby daddy even after. I felt it was a comfort level. But to know that he gave me HIV and still deal with him, still bend over backwards, still love him with no limitations, still do whatever I could for him, for whatever he needed. And for today, even after getting out of jail, God revealed to me that he's still being unfaithful. He's still out here having sex with people. I woke up with finding a used condom with semen in it on my bathroom floor. Infuriated is not even a word to describe what I felt. First thing came to mind is, what if my kids would have picked it up and put their mouth on it? They would have got exposed to the virus. But for somebody to be so careless, to even bring that home, I knew he used to be unfaithful in the past. God showed me that. But I stuck around anyway, because I at least thought he was at least protecting us. At least. Wasn't true. God will continue to allow you to be with people that he's trying to show you that is not meant for you. But he will allow you to continue to be with them until you can't take it no more. And that condom on my bathroom floor, that was the straw that broke this camel's back. Please don't ask me why I stayed with him after finding out. Again, it was a comfort level. It was a comfort thing. This is who I can be completely open to. This is who I was still able to have sex without having to use a condom, without having to use protection, because I knew he was taking his meds just like I was taking mine. So I stayed with him after him giving me HIV. So yes, me, Winona Elaine Thomas, all of you that know me, some of you know me as Nunu, I am HIV positive. And I want y'all to know, be careful, please. This is nothing y'all want to deal with. It eats you alive, literally, mentally, emotionally. I hate thinking about it. For all y'all who wonder what my reality or my fantasy world was, it's a world where I don't face my reality, because my reality is harsh. I didn't do nothing wrong but love somebody. I created a family with this man. My kids, all my kids are by him. Even my oldest, who is not biologically his, he's all my son knows as a dad. I was faithful. I've been over backwards. People that know me know my kids come first, but my priorities do too. I'm blessed to have another roof over my house, but I'm always used to having my own. I have a car. I got a single family home. My kids each have their own room. Food stay in my refrigerator and my cabinets. My newborn, thank God. I thank him so much. My baby was born without the virus, even though he was conceived and I had it and I didn't know. My kids are HIV negative. Even though my last baby, I don't understand it, because I would presume since I conceived him HIV positive that he came out HIV positive, but he didn't. So I'm making this video because I want everybody to know I feel like I'm hiding. I'm hiding within myself. And I'm not. I don't want to hide. Y'all can label me whatever y'all want, but the ones that know, that been knew, I thank y'all for not treating me no differently. I thank y'all for understanding that I was a victim. It wasn't like I was out in these streets hoeing and being a prostitute and just fucking all these different type of men, got 4 kids and 4 different baby daddies. I wasn't doing that. I've been in a committed relationship with this man for 4 years. My last 3 kids, I've been pregnant for the last 3 years. It's by him. Mommy give you fruit snack in a minute, okay? Go put your drawers on, please. And go sit down and watch the movie. Go, Keisha. I'm telling you. Sometimes when you think you found the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams, they can actually be the man or woman of your nightmare. I love him. I still love him. I won't even get on here and say I don't love him no more. I do. But while he was in jail, and I exposed my truth to very few, just to see what type of reaction I would get, I found love for myself again. I love me. I love every part of me. I love me for who I am for my kids. I love who I am for them. I love what I'm able to do for them. But most importantly, I fell back in love with me. And that's all the love I need, is my love, knowing that God got me when nobody else do. Nobody. My kids got me, and I got my family behind my back. And they ain't stepped not 1 foot short since it came out. My family has been there. And I love y'all for that. My mama, Gigi, Netta, Marquise, Dion, Tyra, Jasmine, Trey, Day-Day, Daddy, Tiffany, Coco, Grandma, Jill, Shakira, Akila, I love y'all. Dora, Danielle, I love y'all. Y'all ain't treat me no different. Mike, Wanda, Brittany, Melda, Dennis, Mike. I can go on. Scooby, Kiara. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for not treating me no differently. Destiny, Sarah, my godmama, Shay, Gigi, Tashana. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I swear from the bottom of my heart. Everybody say I done went MIA, but I have my reasons. I was real sick. My levels were so low for so long. I'm just now getting healthy. Know that I got this virus? No, I'm not losing weight. My ass is gaining. My hair not gone. It got wet, but it's here. It's growing. Edges back like they never left. My health is getting so much better. And I'm exposing my ugly truth. Just cause I've been wanting to do it for so long. I want people that see me to know. This is me. This is my truth. And I'm living in it. I love me. I love who I've become. I love who I'm still to become. I love me. I don't know why it happened to me. I really don't think I deserve it, but God doesn't give you more than what you can bear, and evidently I must be able to bear this pain and this weight, because I'm doing it. I'm doing it for my babies, because they're who I live for. It's scary at times when I get sick. But I bounce back. And I know that man up above got me, y'all. He got me like no other. I just really wish people stop falling for anything. I was this man's fool. I was his fool for 4 years, knowing he was unfaithful, knowing he wasn't loyal, knowing he didn't have that much respect for me. I was his fool and continue to be to this day. But today made a new day. That condom on my bathroom floor, when I got this house by myself, when I got my truck by myself, when I buy my kids clothes and Pampers and wipes and all their household necessities and all their food by myself, to wake up with a condom on my floor by someone who gave me HIV. That was the camel that broke its back. Pick him up. It was the camel that broke its back. Because I felt I stuck my neck out to still continue to be with this person after they gave me a terminal illness. I still sat here and showed him the type of love that I have. The type of woman that I am. That if we was to be married, it was death till us do us part. I still even felt without us being married with our condition, it's till death. But you know what? I love myself too much to sit here and keep getting mistreated, to get misused. When I know my heart is pure and I just want love, I just want happiness. I can't see myself keep letting somebody walk over me. It's a saying, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything, and I'd be damned if I continue to fall. I was his fool, even to this day as we speak. But I ain't nobody fool no more. If any fool I'm going to be for, it's going to be for Elijah, Jaquan, Keisha, Shakira, and Greg. I'll be they fool, and they fool only. But I can't be. I can't be his fool no more. I got to be a living example. I got 3 boys that I got to raise to be men, to know what a real man is, to know how to be a man and have responsibility and call themselves being a head of anybody's household. They're going to know how to respect and care for a woman. And my daughter, I pray she be just like me. I ain't trying to brag on myself, but I'm one independent woman. I don't ask for handouts. I don't need a nigga for nothing, because I got my house shit, since I was 18, I've got my houses, my cars, my clothes, my necessities, my wants by myself. I grind and I get this. I make way out of no way. And when I can't, God got me. And when he don't got me, my mama got me. My Gigi got me. My sister-in-law got me. My daddy got me. My sisters or my cousins-in-law, friends that are family, they got me. And I appreciate it. But in all, I got me. And I got these kids. I'ma always have them. Call me crazy for putting my truth out on the open and on Facebook. I'm crazy. So be it. But I'm me. And I ain't never been nothing short of real. Like me or love me. I don't need nobody opinions. This is what y'all can do with y'all opinions. Because y'all opinions ain't going to pay for my kids. It's not going to pay my rent. It's not going to make sure they're straight. Period. So any negativity, motherfuckers can miss me with that. Because I'm still going to prosper. Ain't no weapon that has been formed against me will prosper. Period. None. Not even this HIV virus.
Excuse me, Mom. You don't want to be picked.
I'm fighting for my kids' future to the death of me, my niggas. Period.
He wanted a bottle.
Pick him up. He just ate. I'm fighting. And I'm fighting for these little ones behind me. Till I take that last breath. If it's HIV that take me out, hey. I just pray God let me make sure they straight when I go. That's it. When I found out, I wanted to off myself right then and there. And him too. He was going to be the first one before I shot myself. But then where that would have left my kids? Parentless. They don't deserve that.
No.
And I still try to give them what I thought they deserved. But I'm a very true believer of reality. No matter how much I wanted my kids to grow up with the same father and same mother, that's not my reality. My reality is life deals you the hands it wants you to deal with. I was dealt my hand. The man that I want as my fucking, my only children father, and the one that I only wanted in my household and my kids to see get raised upon with, is not the man for me. I thank the men that I did tell that liked me on that level, that know my truth, and didn't treat me no different. Still try to talk to me. Still wanted to holler at me on that level. I thank them. They had enough wisdom and knowledge to know. Just because I got this virus, don't mean I'll give it to you. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. And whoever comes in my future. All let me know I can find love again. It's somebody out there that'll love me. They'll love me. But even if they don't, I love myself. I love myself enough. I don't need another man's love. My kids and my family, and more importantly, God's love is all I need. Call it crazy. Call me this God worshiper, whatever. But he's what gets me through. I cry when no one's around. I'm crying to y'all so y'all know. Please be careful. Regardless of who you with and how long you've been with them, stay tested. Because you never know what they doing. But even if you got some little sis that they unfaithful, go get tested. Please. I'm telling you. I'm late taking my medicine now. And I will show y'all just so y'all know this is no bullshit. So anybody on my friends list, and I will be taking this to the whole Milwaukee, so I can let the whole Milwaukee know. Earl Jaquan McDougal, my kid's father, who I've been with for 4 years, infected me with HIV. I'm going to show you a little something. Right now, these are the only 2 I have to take for the rest of my life. But while I was pregnant, one moment. Oh, you know what? while I was pregnant. And I got more somewhere else. These is just 4 out of the 6 bottles I had to take while I was pregnant. Look them up. Look at them. Look them up. Look at them. Same thing, Tivicay. This is Truvada. Now this medicine right here, that Truvada, I recommend for everyone, whether you HIV positive or not. That right there is the medicine that will help me not only suppress my virus, but make it also so hard for me to pass it on to anybody else. It protects you better than a condom will. So it's people out here that's taking them that don't even have the virus. That's what they're really for. To protect you. Because sometimes them condoms won't. Sometimes them motherfuckers break. They come off. But that Truvada gonna get you. You go to the doctor regularly, ask your doctor about them. Whether you HIV or positive or not, I recommend you take Truvada. Take it. But, again, this is my ugly truth. But with all my ugliness, look behind me. I'm blessed.
I know you guys are totally speechless. And believe me, when I first saw this video, I was just as speechless as you guys were. First off, let me start off by saying that this is a very courageous woman. And I kid you not. And I cannot say that about a lot of women. I really can't say that. But for this woman here, she has my utmost respect. 100%. I wholeheartedly and respectfully admire her for being so courageous. To be willing to go on YouTube and be so open about something so heavy and something so private, you know, especially in a world that's so judgmental and critical, especially when it comes to social media. Because I know from personal experience, people have no mercy going in on you, especially if it's something that they don't agree with or something that they don't like. So it takes a lot of guts to be very open, even at times as I feel myself wanting to be more open than what I am, but I have to be careful at the same token, because I'm also aware that people can take things and use it against you, and not always for good, but more so for bad. So I really commend this lady for doing this. My heart goes out to her, you know, because I feel for her in a sense, and I don't feel for her in the sense of pitying her, but I have a lot of compassion for her, because to me there's a difference between having pity on someone and having compassion. Pity is you just feeling sorry for someone because, you know, they just, you know, had a little boo-boo, or, you know, got into a little car accident and lived through it, or their boyfriend, their husband left them and walked out on them. You know, I can pity that person. But for her, I have compassion for the simple fact that this was a woman who was trying to do the right thing. Okay? And the reason I say that is because she stated that she had 4 children, and that her first oldest one came from a previous relationship. And, you know, that basically, you know, even though that was not his biological child, she made it her business from that point on to go about things different, you know. And this time she tried to do the right thing. So she figured, this time I'm going to get married and I'm going to have all 3 of my children from the same man. Okay? And I can respect that, because a lot of them, let's face it, a lot of these hyenas today, they don't learn. After they get baby daddy number 1 and they feel the struggle and they feel the having to do all the work on their own, they feel the load of being a single parent, they don't stop. They keep keep it going. They next thing you notice is they add on baby daddy 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they just keep going, and they never learn from the struggle. So I admire the fact that this woman was not comfortable with living that life. She wanted better for herself, and she loved this man enough to trust him to be the husband or the father of her children. So it's so unfortunate that sometimes you can do the right thing, but you can do it with the wrong person. And it's unfortunately there's so many women. There's a lot of decent women out there. Not all women are whores. Not all women are gold diggers. Not all women intentionally look to try to destroy another man's life. You have some women out there who want the best for themselves, and they want the best for the man who they choose to be with. A lot of us, believe it or not, ain't with all that drama. We ain't with being on a struggling end. We're not with going from man to man to man. I mean, and the reason I speak on this is because I've always been that kind of chick. I only have one child from one man, and I've been with the same man for 17 years. I'm a straight relationship woman. I'm a marriage material woman, because I've never been one that just want all kind of men in and out of my life. And I knew that, even with my marriage, that there was going to be some ups and downs, and it was a lot of challenges, and I will kid you not. There's been a lot of experiences I have gone through in my marriage that I never even thought I would have to experience. But in a sense, if I was going to catch hell, I felt like if I'm going to go through, let me go through all my hell with one person versus catching hell with several different random men who have never been committed to me, who have never even attempted to build a future with me. So I'm like this, it comes a point, women, we have to decide what's more important, quality or quantity. You know what I'm saying? You could have been with 30, 40 men, but if ain't none of them tried to build nothing with you, none of them tried to have something solid with you, then you basically done wasted your time. You know what I'm saying? You done wasted years, and you have stretched yourselves far beyond extension than what you should have for a bunch of random men that never had no real intentions on building anything with you. So before you go through all your hell with random guys, and you jumping out this relationship, going into the next relationship, then that don't work out, then you jump into the next relationship, all of these numerous relationships, but you have not built anything. So my thing is, if I'm going to go through, I'm going to go through with one person. I'm not going to go through with Daryl, Mike, Sean, and Curtis. I'm just not about to take myself through all that. Let me catch all my hell through one relationship, not numerous relationships, okay? But as I was stating, that this woman tried to go about things the right way, and it's unfortunate that she decided to try to build upon something strong with the wrong man, because evidently she was for him, but he was never for her. Okay? Because it's bad enough, guys, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Cheating is already wrong. It really, really is. Cheating is already wrong. But let's be honest. In the perfect world, people cheat more than they try on damn shoes in the shoe store. I mean, that's just how much it goes on. This is nothing for us to be shocked about. Like, oh my God, he cheated on her and gave her something. Let me tell you something. It's so many women and so many men who have been disrespected and betrayed by their spouses, all because they allowed their lust to take control of them versus their morals. Okay? And that's basically what happened. Evidently her husband did not carry himself as such. Because like I tell a lot of women who want to rush out there and get married, who want to hurry up and get a husband, who want to hurry up and get a man, because there's so many women that are more infatuated with the idea of being married than actually having a marriage. You have so many women out there that are so infatuated with the wedding dress, with the venue, and it's like marriage is like a showcase to some people. They more concerned with making sure their wedding looks good than making sure that them and their companions are mentally, emotionally, and financially stable. Well, we'll put the financially aside, because whether if you have a big wedding or a little courtship wedding, none of that matters. What you really need to be focused on, are y'all both mentally and emotionally capable of having a healthy relationship? Not a perfect relationship. I said a healthy relationship, meaning that even with y'all problems, with the circumstances that's going to come up, because I promise you, you've been married long enough, all my married folks out there already know, you are going to go through some worse. When the vows say for better or for worse, trust and believe. The worst is coming, honey. It's coming. Don't let you single ladies out there who trying to hurt and rush down the aisle, don't let these married women fool you. Who be sitting in these churches with their handsome husbands, with their nice suits on and their nice gator shoes on, and he's wearing his Old Spice cologne, and she has on her pretty church dress with her red bottoms and her earrings and her $5,000 necklace behind, and this image that people present. If you could be a fly on the wall, the image people present is totally different from their reality. And the problem is, so many of us, we fantasize and visualize having a marriage like other people, or having a relationship like other people. You have women hating on other women who are married, thinking they got the best of everything, and not even realizing that what you're seeing is just the image. You don't live with them. You don't know them personally. And of course, nobody's not going to air all their dirty laundry. Of course, women don't always look like what they go through. Men don't always look like what they go through. Okay? People don't always look like they struggle. You know what I'm saying? And it's more than one way to struggle, other than he working at Popeyes and you working at City Trends. You can still be struggling, and he's a lawyer and you're a RN. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different levels of struggle other than finances, and so many people have found that out the hard way, being more infatuated with the image than their reality. So I know I'm digressing, but again, this young lady, I feel for her, because she tried to do the right thing, and it still backfired. And the sad part is, evidently, I don't think this man has much remorse. When he stepped out and did what he did, he didn't consider how it would affect her. He didn't consider how it would affect his children. None of that meant nothing to him. And what I noticed with most cheaters who have stepped out on their significant others, basically they lust became more important than their morals at that moment. Now, whether if they was drunk when it happened, high when it happened, or just was going through a vulnerable moment, because what a lot of people got to understand is, people who cheat is not always because they are dissatisfied with their mate. It's not always because their mate is not pleasing them. Because you know what? I hear a lot of side chicks say that. There's a lot of side chicks that'll say, well, if he was pleased or if he was happy at home, he wouldn't come to me. First of all, that is a whole myth. That's a side chick myth. Okay, there's a lot of side chick myths out there. Okay, and it's a lot of women, side chicks, or appetizers, as I would like to call them, who have really programmed themselves mentally to believe this, that if that man wasn't happy, he wouldn't ever had no reason to step to me. It has nothing to do with that. Things could be going great on the home front. Wife cooks, wife cleans, wife gives him attention, but because the opportunity came along, and being that men have these animal instincts, and y'all do, a lot of y'all think with the wrong head downstairs, and a lot of these, these hyenas, they play on that, they play on, men's animal instincts. They know it don't take much, to convince a man, to go to bed with you. It don't take a whole lot of tricks. You know what I'm saying? Now, for women, on the other hand, some men have had to jump some hurdles, before they can even get a smell of it. But I really can't say that, because these days women are becoming more and more desperate. I remember back in the day when men like a man taking a woman to bed was almost like a person having to go apply for a loan to get a credit. I mean, to apply for a loan and having to have good credit, meaning that there was so many qualifications and requirements you had to meet. You couldn't just go up there and just say, I want a loan. Okay, they had to run your background. They had to run your credit, see if your credit was good. They had to check your references. They had to check your job references. You couldn't just go up there and say, I want a loan, and bam, they give you money on the spot. There was qualifications that had to be met. And that's how it used to be back in the days when it came to sex. Women did not give themselves out so easily. Women back then were real women. I say we started really losing real women, I say possibly in the early 90s is when, women's substance started going down the drain, and it got even worse once we hit the 2000s, the millennium. So I think back again, like I said, back then women had set standards. You was not going to just be able to take them to bed unless you showed you had credentials, unless you showed you was qualified. Well, these hyenas we have today, unfortunately, these men don't have to do a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's so bad. A man ain't even got to have a job, and they can still get a hyena in bed. This is just how much women have belittled their standards. And then we want to get offended, and hoes are quick to get offended when they're called hoes. You know what I'm saying? Hoes do not like to be called out. Hoes do not like to be exposed. They don't. So the moment somebody brings their hoism, and I know that's not a word, but that's my word. Once somebody brings hoism to their attention, they are quick to get offended, and they and even though in their heart they know it's the truth, they still don't want nobody calling them out on it. In this case, this woman wanted a family. She wanted a husband. And it's sad, y'all, but believe it or not, there's been a lot of good mates and a lot of good companions who have been betrayed, by their mates and by their companions. And it's unfortunate that in many cases, most of them was very loyal. In this case, this woman didn't step out. She wasn't the one who brought the diseases to him. He brought it to her. She was home doing what a wife was supposed to do. Cooking, cleaning, working, and providing for her children. That's what she was doing. And I actually have my mom had a friend who lost her mother due to her father going out there messing around, messing with all kind of women, because guess what? They had AIDS back in the 70s and 80s too. AIDS, this ain't something new. STDs, HIV didn't just start it. This been out for a while. And he kept stepping out there, and she was one of them wholesome church women. Never even left the house. The only time she left the house was to go grocery shopping. Well, unfortunately, him stepping out on her and hoeing and dealing with all kind of women, he caught the package. He caught AIDS. It was an HIV. He ended up actually contracting AIDS, and he gave it to his wife. And don't you know, she died first, and then he went after her. So can you imagine knowing that you are the reason your companion has contracted a disease because of your negligence? Can you imagine him having to see his wife deteriorate and become more sick and sick by the day right before his eyes? And the fact that he had to see her pass away first before he went. That's why God don't like ugly. You got to be careful with the things that you do in this life. You got to be careful with the decisions you make. Because like I tell a lot of grown people, yes, you are grown. You're a grown man. You're a grown woman. Because people could say, I'm grown. And that's very true. When you hit a certain age and you at your parents' house, you paying your own bills, you got your own job, and you got your own home, you are grown. So on that note, a lot of people feel like they're grown, they can do what they want to do, which is very true. If you're grown, you can do whatever you want to do, and no one can stop you. But guess what? You can't choose the consequences. You cannot choose the outcome. That's what a lot of these grown folks have failed to understand. As much as you think you are in control of everything, you're not in control of everything, because you don't get to choose the consequences. You don't get to choose the aftermath of the bad choices that you make. You don't have no say so, Mr. Grown Man, Mr. Grown Woman. You don't get to choose that. And this lady's situation is one of the reasons that I really despise sex. I really do. I despise sex for many reasons. Sex has become so loose. Respect for sex has been thrown out the window since afros and bell bottoms. This generation over the years has lost so much respect for sex. People are not understanding that. Sex is supposed to be an intimate act between a husband and between a wife. Now, I know a lot of y'all gonna get in y'all feelings about that, because especially a lot of broken women are hyenas, because a lot of them already know they're not worth the value to even be somebody's wife. So the moment you tell these type of women, and like I said, this ain't for all black women, if it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. But the majority of some of these black females who have that hyena mentality, they get offended, when you tell them they need to be married and they need to be in a relationship. The majority of them, I don't have to be in a relationship. I got to be married and nobody be happy. And having that attitude, having that concept is what keeps them from getting married. And a lot of them, they will not admit it, but a lot of them know they're not marriage material. That's why they rather just shun it and avoid it altogether, because a lot of them know they're not even qualified for the job. And the majority of them know, you know what I'm saying, that most men, any men who have any real dignity or substance or self-respect, is not going to try to build anything solid with them anyway. So what happens is, you have some women, they settle for being a whore. They settle for it. They'll take just getting laid and getting played. They don't look for nothing else. They don't look for a ring. They don't look for to be committed. They don't look for nothing else, because they already don't feel like they're not worthy. They don't feel like they don't even feel like they're valuable enough for a man to even want to be with them on that level. But this is the other part about it. These same women who try to act like they don't want a man, they don't need a man, they don't want to be nobody's wife. I'm okay with being a single mother. I'm okay with no man. I got this. I can take care of my kids by myself. A lot of them have learned to believe their own lies. Because majority of the time, lies is what keeps a lot of people comfortable, especially people that's in denial. People that are constantly in denial, which is in this case these hyenas, these broken women who have no class, who have no self-esteem, who don't feel no value. They have learned to lie to themselves. They have learned to program their lies to their belief. In other words, if I already have tarnished myself as a female by laying with all kind of random men, and none of the men that was sexually engaged with, none of these men are connecting to me. Every time I give myself to them, they walk away and they leave. After a while, I give up. I give up trying to make someone be with me. And that's what happens with the majority of them. They give up on even trying to make themselves worthy. They learn to just accept getting laid and getting played. And so what they do is, when they know they can't get a husband, and that's not even so much a husband, if they can't get a relationship, what they do is they try to compensate for it and make up for it by coming in with the child support, Because that's what a lot of them do. When they know they can't get a man, they can't get a husband, they figure, okay, well, since I can't make you my man, I can't make you my husband, well, I'll just go ahead and hit you with your pockets, okay? So a lot of them are just going straight for the pockets because they know they'll never get a ring on their finger. They know nobody, if not even a ring, they know a man will never commit to them. So they'll just hit them in their pockets. Or you have some of them who will deal with men who they know are married, who they know belong to someone. And I can't really say that's all they fault, because you married men, you're supposed to know better. You know what I'm saying? But you have some of them who feel like, I already know I'm not worthy enough to get my own husband. I'm not worthy enough for a man to commit to me. So guess what? I'll just mess with somebody else's husband. You know, so they have learned to take the easy way out. They don't learn to cop out. And really, that's not even the easy way, because at the end of the day, I tell you, even the most whorish woman, at some point in her life, she wants to be treated like a queen. All of this, I don't need no man, and I'm all right with just getting me some every now and then. All of that is a facade. That's a facade. She has learned to lie to herself and convince herself in order to avoid rejection, because evidently she's been rejected so many times. So to avoid rejection, she just learns not to even look for anything. She settles for just getting the child support out of the man. She settles for dealing with somebody else's husband because she don't feel like she's worthy enough. She don't have enough confidence to go out there and get a man of her own, even if he is struggling a little bit, even if he doesn't make a lot of money. You think everybody who's married and got successful husbands, do you think they always had it like that? My husband didn't always have his own roofing company. You know, we had to eat beans out the can at one point in time too. I mean, it wasn't always steak and lobsters, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you have a lot of these outside chicks, you know, that look at the image of what the wife is getting, and they want that, and they desire that. And the problem is, people always want what other people want, but they don't want to go through what that person had to go through to get it. You know, anybody can sit up there and say, I want a college degree, but are you willing to put in the exams? Are you willing to put in all the nights of staying up late studying and doing essays and doing you know, all kind of extracurricular work? You know what I'm saying? You just look at the fact that person got a degree. You don't know what all that person had to go through, you know. And as I was stating, because I know I'm all over the place, but this man did not have no conscience, and he didn't have no compassion when he stepped out there on his wife. Now her life is going to be forever changed based on his decisions. And you know what? That is and this is how life operates, y'all. Things could be one way today and can be totally different tomorrow. Life is constantly changing. You don't know what's going to be thrown at you. So for all of you out here who really think y'all got it going on and figure you're doing so great and you're doing so well and everything is going okie dokie for you, you just don't know how in the blink of an eye your life can change. I'm sure this woman did not see herself. Nobody could have told her 7-8 years from now your husband is going to give you HIV. I'm sure back then nobody could have told her that. She wouldn't have saw that coming. And it's a lot of y'all who are in situations right now and you don't even understand how things have a way of changing. You can never become too comfortable. You can't never get too full of yourself. You can't never think you better than other folks, because things can change for you. You could be up today and then you could be down all the way to the bottom tomorrow. Life is so fickle. Life changes like the weather. But what she did mention in this video, which I thought was very imperative, is that she stated she's seen all kind of signs. She been dealing with him cheating. She been dealing with him lying. She been dealing with him messing around. You know, over and over and over. He been showed that he was not a respectable husband, that he had no regards for her as a wife, and he definitely, whether he believe it or not, he don't respect himself. Because if you're a married man, you have to realize y'all are a prize, y'all are a trophy. So the moment y'all put yourselves out there open to a hyena, she's not gonna have a problem taking you for everything you got. So you have to realize your worth, because again, you got a lot of men that's around here with low self-esteem too. They don't feel that worthy of themselves. The reason I state that there are also men who have low self-esteem, because anytime you are willing to belittle your standards and take a chance to leave yourself open to a woman, to not even a woman, because I don't consider these type of females women. If you decide to put yourself in a position and leave yourself open to a hyena who you know lacks substance, she has no characters, no real characteristics about herself, she has no real morals, and you decide to lay down in a raw with women who carry themselves like this, or you decide to deal with women on this type of level versus dealing with women who have substance, who have class, that speaks volumes about how you perceive yourself, the way you look at yourself. Because, you know, I'm not going to hang out with a bunch of homeless people because I'm not homeless. I'm not even going to affiliate with them, you know. And it's not that I'm better than them because I have a home and they don't. I'm just not going to affiliate with homeless people because I don't have nothing in common with them, you know, as far as just not having a home. Or, you know, if I'm an average chick, I'm not going to hang with a lot of rich hoes. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to catch me hanging out with the Atlanta housewives. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I might could go grab a burger or something with them, but for the most part, I'm not going to really be able to bond and hang with them, you know, but so much because I'm limited in my resources. I'm not going to be able to go with them to these expensive spas where it's $300-400 to get massages and stuff. I hang with chicks who kind of on the same level as me. Girl, let's just go grab some wings and get some wine coolers, and we just as happy as top-notch females who got to go to the top of the line restaurants. You know what I'm saying? You know, in other words, we're not going to affiliate with people that we don't feel is not on our level. So if you're a man, and unfortunately if you have children from a hyena, or you've been married to a hyena, or you've been involved with a hyena, then you may want to do some self-evaluation, because a lot of the times, I hear some men say this, and you know, I'm gonna ride y'all fellas for a second. I hear some men say this, that all women are the same. All women are the same. All they want is your money. All they want is what you can do for them. My thing is this: how is it all women are the same? No, you keep choosing the same women. That's the problem. You know, a lot of times we want to blame everything on everybody else, and women, we professionals at doing that. A woman not going to admit to nothing, okay? You can hold a woman captive and lock her up and tie her arm behind her back. A woman still going to play crazy like she don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, you know, again, it's choices. A lot of us do not make good choices, especially when we know we're supposed to be in a committed relationship. Like I said, I've lost a lot of respect for sex because people play with it like it's a toy. People will ruin their marriages because of it, ruin their families because of it, ruin their jobs because of it. Sex is... I've looked at it like sex it has become. It's like sex, you know, has basically become a toy. So many people are playing with sex like it's a toy, you know, and originally sex wasn't designed for that. Sex was supposed to be an intimate act between a man and a woman who sincerely had a commitment to each other, or really, technically speaking, if you want to go biblical with it, was for people who was joined through marriage, okay? But I respect some of y'all don't want to know the Lord like that. But for me, I'm always recognize him. But my thing is this: he took a very high risk in fulfilling his own sexual desires at the cost of his marriage, which in turn now his wife is suffering for it. This woman has to take all of these medications. The older she gets, the more her health is going to deteriorate. You know, her children, if God bless her long enough to still be here, you know, I pray, you know, that her children don't see their mommy getting too sick to the point she's too weak to be able to even get up and make them breakfast or help them put on their clothes, put them in the mornings for school. This is really a tragic situation, and it's the worst kind of death because it's a slow death. It's a death that you can feel day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. things we take for granted, you know, like you may wake up out your bed and feel like, okay, you coughing, your nose running a little bit. All you got to do is go pop an Alka-Seltzer or get some Theraflu or drink some honey lemon with tea, you know, and within a couple of days, you back to your normal self. For this woman, unfortunately, and for those who out there who have HIV, they sick is not a regular type of sick. You can't even understand the depth of it unless you've been there. Me explaining it and, you know, versus someone actually having to go on through it is not the same thing. Meaning that when she gets up and she's coughing and her nose is runny and she has all these sicknesses, she knows it's not because she just got a regular cold. Mentally, it's the torture of knowing I'm sick because of a disease that my husband gave to me. Can you imagine knowing that you sick because your husband gave you something or your wife gave you something? And you know what, you folks who haven't given your husband the package or you haven't given your wives the package and you know you've been messing around unprotectedly, you are not off the hook from this, because God just had grace and spared you, because it could have easily been you. And if you don't take heed and pay attention to people who are already experiencing it, next time it will be you, and it can be you. And the problem with a lot of folks is folks really think they're invincible. That's why they're invincible. It can't happen to them. You know, that I've never been one to think I've been too good for things to happen to me. You know, I've been through things that I didn't think I would have to experience. I mean, I lost my best friend who got killed in a car accident, and I've been friends with this girl for 22, 23 years. Didn't see it coming. One minute we laughing and talking and having a good time, and next day I hear, you know, she's been killed in a car accident. You know, then having to go experience that, then losing a child. You know, I was 6 months pregnant within my pregnancy, and you know, and for women who've experienced it, when you feel a life inside of you moving around, you feel the baby fluttering like little butterflies in your stomach, and you're going to appointments every week or every month, and doctors telling you, oh, the baby's fine, and you looking through the sonogram and you see her, you see him moving their little hands and fingers, and then one day you wake up and your baby's not moving inside of you. I mean, it's some heavy situations, you know, that I've had to experience. But I thank God for allowing me to go through it, because I personally think that if some of us didn't catch some of the hell that we done had to catch, we would not be as wise as we are, you know. And it's unfortunate. The only way you can gain wisdom is by going through stuff. Like I tell my friends, I tell my sisters in them, you know, when I give them advice, you know, it's not because I'm smarter than you. It's because I did more dumb stuff than you did. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of time, wisdom comes from experience, and it comes from going through heavy trials and tribulations. People that are smart, they're not smart just because they're smart. They went through some heavy situations. And in this woman's case, I can tell she's a very wise woman, and this situation is just going to make her even wiser. And to see how she has so much faith after something so devastating, I have to admit, I know there's a God, because there's no way in the world she's getting through that by herself. And a lot of times, you know, a lot of people say, well, I don't think I could be that strong. I don't know if I really could be that strong. Let me tell y'all something. You don't know how strong you have to be until you really have to use your strongness. Okay? Things I thought I would never be strong enough to handle. When I had to deal with those things, somehow that strength came out of me that I didn't think I had. A lot of times, you go through stuff and people are like, I don't see how you was able to make it through that. You're really a strong man. You're a strong woman. How did you overcome that? Look, you don't know your strength until you have to use it. Okay? And for those of you who did not use it, keep living. Keep living. One of these days, you're going to have to use all of your strength. You know, it's been things I've gone through. I can't tell you how I got the strength, but the only thing I could say was God was on my side, and he had grace, and he gave me strength to do it, because a lot of people don't have that kind of grace, y'all. It's people who killing themselves. It's people who killing their children. People who overdosing on drugs and pills. I'm telling you, you know, if you don't find the Lord, find something that's going to give you a peace of mind, something that's going to keep you spiritually in check. You know, whatever religion, whatever your belief is, whatever it is that's going to keep you spiritually sane and spiritually inclined, you need to have a connection with that, because you're going to go through things in this life. A lot of us have gone through things that we didn't even sign up for. Sometimes you ain't got to be a bad person for bad things to happen to you. We look at people and see them catching all kind of hell and see them going through all kind of stuff and quit to turn our nose up at them like, she brought it on herself, or he brought it on himself. You don't know what that person had to go through. Who's to say it was their fault? Sometimes having a kind heart can put you in dangerous situations. And in this case, that's what it did for this woman. She loved her husband so much. And I don't fault her for that, because I hear a lot of women and some men say, well, dang, how you love your wife that much that you're willing to go through this, or you love your husband that much. Hello, in marriage, there's not supposed to be no limitations to how much you love each other. That is what you sign up for better or for worse, is sickness and in health. And even though this was not what she expected to have to go through in her marriage, but as she stated, God not going to put no more on you than you can bear. So I really believe that even with this harsh situation, God is going to allow her to use this as a testimony. I hope that you guys, I'm going to leave the link, you know, share this video with your children, you know, your teenagers, or you know, your adult children. You know, make them realize that your choices have a consequence behind it. For every action, there's a reaction. We have to be careful with the decisions we make, you know, and people need to take their marriage and their vows seriously. There's too many people that's playing house. And when I say playing house, everybody that's married, they're not married. They're only married by paper. Because you could be married and still stepping outside and going to the bar on Saturday night, sneaking and meeting women off a back page and all kind of stuff. Or you could be one of them females still messing with some young thug on the side because you like how rough he is, and your husband too bland, too conservative, even though he's the one that's paying all the bills. You will be surprised what people are willing to jeopardize just to feed some temporary satisfaction. And that's the thing about it. I tell people, cheating, messing around has very serious consequences. You might, in your mind, you may figure this is just something I'm doing for the moment, or I'm not hurting nobody, I'm just having a good time. It's a whole lot that can go wrong when it comes to messing around and committing adultery and cheating when you're already in a relationship, or if you're married. Because you're in a relationship that's just as bad as somebody that's married. Because if you have made a commitment to someone, you are not by no means supposed to be involved with anybody outside of your marriage or your relationship. Cheating has consequences. In this case, it caused the woman to have to take pills for the rest of her life, and now her days are numbered. Okay? And not only that, there's children being born, illegitimate children being born out of two irresponsible individuals who weren't committed to each other, and one or both was in a relationship or marriage. A child got conceived in the process of it. You have to deal with that. You have to deal with drama coming out of it, because some people don't handle being cheated on well. There's a lot of people in prison now, in correctional facility, killing a wife or killing a husband for cheating on them. It's called crime of passion, okay? Because everybody don't handle being cheated on well. So a lot of y'all be underestimating your companion. You figure because that man is a humble husband, or that woman is an easygoing wife, and you just swear because he or she knows what you're doing, and you steady running in the ground, you steady running in the hole, you sneaking out every night. Then you'll get caught with text messages in your phone. That wife or that husband to confront you. I know I was wrong, I ain't gonna do it again. You'll be on your best behavior for a couple of weeks, then you back creeping and sneaking. People take a lot, and that's the thing. We underestimate people. We underestimate people, what we take them through emotionally. Because some people the moment, they don't even wait for it to escalate. The moment they feel like you're toying with their feelings, or you cheating, or you're lying on them, or you know, doing something foul to them, they will take you out right then and there. You have some people that'll do that, because some people love hard. Then you have people like me, and I hate that I'm this way, but God has designed all of us different, and I think that's a good thing. All of us don't need to be the same, because this world will be crazy. But I'm the kind of person, I let a lot build up, and then when I have had enough, I am like a Hurricane Harvey. Okay, I will destroy, dismantle, you know, and I'm learning as I get older that that is not healthy. The moment you deal with an issue, it's better to tackle it in a decent manner, you know, versus waiting for things to build up, you know, because some people just have more patience than others. And this woman had a lot of patience, and I kind of understand what she was doing, because I think all marriages kind of go through that, especially when you marry young, because the younger you marry is the more drama you're going to bring in your relationship, because for one, both of you are not emotionally developed. Both of you are not mature enough. So young people that marry, they catch the most hell. People who wait later to get married, they don't go through as much. Those who get married in their 40s and 50s, they don't go through a whole lot, because you don't have a chance to wild out and do all your crazy stuff before you settle down. But what happens is a lot of people, and it's starting to happen a lot, more people are married at a young age. It's a lot of women, young ladies get married at 18 and 17, which is no different from back in the day. But the problem is today, though, with young people marrying, it's so much selfishness. Unlike back then when our grandmothers used to marry at 15, 16, 17, that woman knew her place. That man took care of his wife. You know, everybody had structure, even when they married young back then. In this generation, there's no damn structure. There's no structure. These young men who are marrying these young women, these young men, 21, 22, 23, call themselves husbands. They can't deal with their emotions, so a lot of them learn how to become abusive at a young age. They learn how to become abusive husbands, whether verbally or physically, because again, they're not emotionally developed. They haven't been out there long enough to gain some experience in relationships and marriages to know that is not how you confront anger. That's not how you deal with your issues. And then the same thing with young women. You know, you're not emotionally developed, so when she gets mad, she think it's all right to put her hands on her young husband. You know how it is when you young. You out of control. You wilding out. Neither one ain't got no sense than the other. And that young marriages, you always go through the worst. They always go through the worst period. I'm surprised me and my husband survived as long as we did, because I was 21 at the time. Well, we was 20 when I dated. But we got married at, like, I think I was 24. But when I met him, I was 20 and he was 24. When we married, I was like 24 and he was like 28, you know, before his 30. So we went through a lot, because it was so much immaturity and so much childishness and so much selfishness. And then another problem is, you know, probably the other reason we survived as long as we have, because we have support. We had some big mamas, we had grandmamas, we had granddaddies that sat down and talked to us and said, hey, that's not how y'all treat each other. Hey, that's not how y'all disrespect each other. There was somebody always older in the family that mentored you with your young marriage and made y'all learn how to respect and appreciate each other. The big mamas been gone, honey. The big mamas now, all of them been deceased. All the big mamas gone. Now all we got left is this retired hyenas that used to be young hyenas before they became old ass hyenas. Hyena grandmama still going to the club. Hyena too busy trying to keep up with Curtis, who 1 minute want to be with her, next minute don't want to be with her. I mean, you got some grown old folks that are still so damn childish, who have not grown up, not one bit. But anyway, I feel like I rambled on a whole lot. I know I was a little bit all over the place, but there's so many things that I needed to say that tied into this situation. For those of you out there who are in a relationship, who are in a marriage, what this young lady is going through, think twice. Do you want your wife going through what she's going through? Do you want your husband going through what she's going through? It is not fair, especially if that person has been good to you. And let's say if that person hasn't been good to you, that getting even thing, that's the worst thing you could do. And I know so many people are on that level of getting back. Oh, you gonna hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you double. All you do is you make the situation worse. While you think you retaliate and it's going to make that person feel the pain that you feel, all you're doing is inflicting more pain on yourself. Because the truth of the matter is, no matter how much you try to retaliate at a person that has hurt you, the bottom line is you will still never really recover from the hurt that was brought to you in the first place. So trying to get back and mess around with their best friend and mess around and do all kind of stuff to hurt them, to make them see your point of view, you know, it's not going to change what you've gone through. Somebody has to hold up a truce flag and be the bigger person. I hope someone, you know, takes this situation, take heed. Don't never think you're too good that it can't happen to you. Don't never think you're so smart that you know you're invincible from ever experiencing situations like this. So on that note, again, my heart goes out to this lady. I'm going to leave her link. If y'all want to leave her some positive encouraging words, I'm going to do it myself. I didn't do it, but I'm going to go ahead on and do it as well. I did pray for her. When I seen this video, I immediately started praying for this woman, because I'm like, I know she's going to need all the strength in the world. And she was just trying to, I can't knock her, because she was just trying to be a good wife. She figured if, you know, he wild out, let him sow his seeds, let him wild out, let him get out of his system. Eventually he'll get tired and he'll calm down. Well, that don't always work. You know, everybody go through those periods where your wife wilding out, your husband wilding out, and sometimes you think that if, you know, you just let them get it out their system, they'll calm down. No, some of them, they'll keep going till something bad like this happens, or some of them just don't ever stop at all. So you're taking a chance, you know. If you're in a situation like that, ask God for discernment, pray on it, you know. Don't let other people convince you otherwise. You know, too much advice can become confusing. When you're getting too many different people, too much people with too many different perspectives, it could just really cloud your judgment even worse. So anyway, I thank y'all for viewing my first life lessons video. Okay, so whenever you see life lessons, like I said, it's going to be a clip. It's going to be a clip or a short video pertaining to you know, lessons we have to learn in life. The video was much longer than that, but I'm gonna leave the link so you can see the rest of it. Next time I'll try to make my life lesson video a little shorter than this. It was just so much going on with this particular issue. It was just so much that needed to be addressed. I could not leave this out. Before I wrap it up, I want to thank all of my followers for rocking with me, rocking with your girl. I appreciate you. I know a lot of you have been reaching out to me about the donations. Please give me at least one more week. I'm going to take care of it. I hit a bump in the road with PayPal, okay? So as soon as I take care of that, I would definitely let you guys know, because I know so many of you want to support my brand, and I thank you. So please let me clear that this week, and as soon as I clear it, I will announce it in my video, and that way I can start receiving those funds, honey, because I'm so ready to bring my followers and my subscribers bigger and better things coming from Mocha. On that note, remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm going to always cut you a slice of knowledge. Thank you for tuning into Life Lessons. Y'all have a wonderful day.